So is your camera gear holding you back? What's up guys, this is Project Photography back with another video, and today I want to talk about camera gear and is your camera gear holding you back? Now I just want to put a little bit of my insight on this, and camera gear was a factor for when I started YouTube. I was like, oh, I don't have the right lenses, I don't have the right equipment, I don't have the right tripod, I don't have the right microphone, I don't have the right camera and all this stuff. I was like, I have to have the right stuff to do the right thing. I felt like that kind of held me back a bit because I wasn't able to start earlier than I was. I felt like I absolutely had to have the right gear, and I am here to tell you that you don't absolutely need the absolute best gear to create amazing content. And that's what I see a lot with nowadays photographers, that people tend to let gear hold them back from doing what they love. And that's kind of the same thing with my YouTube thing, because it's like you might not necessarily have the most like perfect gear, but you have gear that lets you do what you love. Like you have a camera, you have lenses. It might not be the best camera, best lenses, but it still lets you do what you love. And why should that stop you from creating content? I tend to do this a lot, and I'm pretty guilty of it. I like to go through eBay, look for gear, because that's just what I do. And sometimes I lust over this gear. It's like, oh, I gotta have this if I want to do this. I gotta have this if I want to do this. I have to have the right camera body. Like, oh, I need a Z850. And I've been shooting with this for like a year now, and I have had no problems with it. But it's not the fact that I haven't had any problems with the Nikon Z6. It's just the D850 looks just that much better. To a degree, it made me think like, oh, I need this new piece of gear if I want to shoot landscapes, if I want to do sports, and if I want to do all these things. But in reality, it's like, no, like this camera does exactly what you need it to do, so why do you need anything more? We see a lot of camera lust, a lot. It's everywhere. It's like weird flex, but okay. It's like one of those things, but it's not really a weird flex because it's kind of a cool flex. You know, you got my camera gear, dude, look at all my lenses and stuff. And we see a lot of this on Instagram because people tend to post layouts of their stuff. You know, I feel like that's created kind of our society that we live in. You know, it's like now everyone's like, oh, I gotta have that piece of gear. It's like people tend to like flex their gear on YouTube a lot. It's like, oh, like I have this, like I have 2 Canon 1DX Mark IIs, which I don't see why you need 2 Canon 1DX Mark II. But my point is that people tend to flex their gear a lot, and I think it's because we lust over this gear a lot. So then people want to see more gear, you know? I think camera reviews are so popular. That's why you see people talking about new cameras all the time, because, you know, new gear is appealing. And we tend to focus more on the gear than actually going out and shooting. And that's the biggest problem to me, because it's like you're spending all this time looking at camera gear when you could spending that time actually shooting. Camera gear doesn't mean anything if you don't go out and shoot, because it's like having a paintbrush but never painting. It's like having a car but never driving it. It's like having all these utensils to cook but never cooking. It's kind of like that, and it just doesn't make sense when you think about it logically. You don't need the best piece of gear to do amazing work. A lot of the things I have, like these 2 lenses right here, these are D series lenses, and these were made in the early 2000s and stuff, and they still work fine. You know, a lot of the gear I have is old. You don't need the newest technology. I have a friend who does photography, and all he uses is a Canon, I think T6 and a 50mm 1.8, and that's literally all of his shots, but he still creates amazing work. He doesn't let his gear stop him from what he's doing, and I think that's a valuable lesson we can all learn, because it's like gear isn't everything, but rather the content that you create. Never let gear stop you from doing what you love, unless, you know, it's like you're gonna shoot a landscape but you only have a 70-300. Like, no, you kind of need a 20mm. You might need a 16mm. If the gear isn't holding you back from what you love doing, then why should you let new gear stop you from doing that? You know, if you have the right tools for the right job, then screw it, just go out and shoot. You don't need the most ideal stuff. Anyways guys, that's it for today. I hope you guys really enjoy this topic. I hope you guys enjoy these videos. So if you guys really do enjoy them, let me know down in the comment section down below. Drop a like, and I will catch you guys later.